Hey everybody, Pat Sowers. I'm here again with my buddy Shawn Barsness, the mortgage ace from Embrace Home Loans. Shawn is a good partner. I work with him all the time. He serves my clients well. I want to pose a question to him. Should I rent or should I buy?
Should I rent or should I buy?
Should I stay or should I go? Yeah. I didn't do that on purpose, I promise. If I have people all the time, call me up and they want to rent a house. And the first question I ask them is, why do you want to rent? A lot of them think that they can't get a mortgage, and the first thing I do is put them in touch with Shawn.
Yeah, so I think pre-qualifying is good, and I mean, I might be biased, but I think it's always better to buy when the time is right than rent. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's the coronavirus or something going on in the economy or something going on with your job, I mean, at the end of the day, you need a place to live. And who are you going to pay? You're going to pay your mortgage, or you're going to pay somebody else's mortgage?
Yeah, I say that all the time. We all pay a mortgage. Why are you paying someone else's?
Yeah, I heard that before.
Buy land. They're not making any more of it. But there's certain circumstances where it makes sense to rent. If we're very transient here in Northern Virginia. Folks move in and out. So if you're going to be here less than 2 years, you're going to move. It probably makes sense for you to rent because the expenses of buying everything, you're not going to recoup that. In 2 years. I talked to a lot of military folks. The first thing I ask them is, how long, what are your orders? How long are you stationed here? And they usually, it's normally 3 years. And I said, well, that's a good question. At 3 years, if you buy the right house, you live in it, you make some minor improvements, at 3 years, you should be able to turn a profit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think there's kind of a couple things that are going on. So one, you get the mortgage payment. You're paying that down. That's a loan, right? So it goes down over time. Then you have this thing called appreciation. Value things are more expensive tomorrow than they are today. So if you bought, I think I've done the math a couple different times, but basically if you were to buy like a $300,000 home in this area in about 5 to 6 years, based on just normal averages, you're going to sell that home for $360. So you're building the equity. I mean, this is one of the best ways to create wealth in America.
Yeah. I made a joke the other day in one of our Realtor Man videos about Mrs. Rentenheimer, who's 119 and buying her first house. There's some math. 119. Yeah,
She was a Smucker's lady.
Absolutely. There's some simple math that you can do, and it's not drawn out. Let's say you're paying $1,000 rent in 2020. 2050. What do you think the rent on that house is going to be? 30 years has gone by. You're now 65. You're ready to retire. The rent has gone up exponentially over the years. 30 years. You've lived in a house and you got something for your money. You got a place to live. You didn't throw it away. But at the end of 30 years, if you had bought, you would have no rent payment at the end of 30 years. Your house would be paid off. You just have to pay your taxes, which is a minimal amount depending upon where you live. But when you think about that 30 years down the road, which is hard for some of us to do, your rent would be gone at 30 years if you had bought a house 30 years ago. Everybody asks me, when's the right time to buy a house? The answer is 6 months ago. You should never wait. It's always the right time to buy. It's just whether it's the right situation for you. And honestly, 9 out of 10 people, it's the right way to go.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think you just have a conversation. You talk about what the pros and cons are, and then, you weigh out the actual facts, and then, work with an agent.
Yep. Well, and I'm glad to sit down and we can do the math and see how it works for you. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. We hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.